Hello, YouTubers. We want to talk to you about the 5 important gift talks if you're getting out of debt this season. Are you going to come sit with me anytime? I decided I was going to start talking so that I didn't have to wait for him.
I moved the camera, sorry.
Because I get stuck in here.
I wanted to see more of your beauty in the screen, so it was like...
wow, thanks.
Yes, go ahead, sorry.
That's okay. Anyway,
I
Dave
waved
Ramsey,
like this to somebody the other day.
yeah,
and they were
little
like,
kid.
They were like, "What am I for?" I'm sorry, I have a bunch of kids at the house. I'm so sorry.
Hi. That's hilarious.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, okay, DaveRamsey.com is an amazing resource. And we were just on there the other day and then again today and reading through all of it, and we're like, holy cow, this is good stuff. So we're going to put, he does all the work. He's going to put a link for it below. And okay. I would suggest anybody look over it.
For what? A link for what?
DaveRamsey.com, like all this stuff that he's talking about.
Yes.
All Christmas stuff. Okay, so we're
this
just going to go
yes.
through...
I'm going to put a link to this article.
We're going to talk a little bit about the gift talks that you need to get ready for because you're getting out of debt. Okay, so the first thing is you need to talk to your spouse. Yes. And he gives a very awesome resource for you.
This resource is really cool.
Yes.
It's a budgeting tool for Christmas you put together, and it has its own website. It's called mychristmasbudget.com. So if you haven't been there yet, it's really cool. You get to the first page, you can start budgeting right away. You put in how much you want to budget. Mm-hmm. So let's say, like we're budgeting $200 mm-hmm. for presents this year. So you put in the $200, and then you can go through and after you give your email address, you put in your email address, and they'll send you the budget. Once you get inside the website, putting that in, you can put all your family members' names down and how much you want to spend on each one of them. Mm-hmm. So like each one of our kids will put their name down, put the amount we'll put towards them. Mm-hmm. And then you can put your friends and coworkers in this budget sheet. You can, if you're giving to charity this year, mm-hmm. Then you can put that in there, put the name of the charity and how much you're giving to them. And then there's a place for others. So if you have something outside of those that you want to budget for Christmas, you can put that in there. And what's really cool is you start going down that list, and you're like, oh, I want to put so-and-so in here. Let's give them $20, or let's give them $30, or let's buy them $50 worth of stuff. Whatever your budget is, once you start putting all that in there and you go over budget, it'll tell you at the bottom, stop.
You're over budget.
Over budget.
And how much?
So it'll tell you how much you're over budget. And then what's really cool is after you get it all in there and you zero that out, because we work on a zero budget, mm-hmm. once you get all that worked out, then you can actually check all of those people off the list and then start...
When you've bought for them?
No, after you've got it all set up,
okay.
Just hit the check mark on all of them.
Okay.
And then when you buy something for one of them, click their name. Mm-hmm. It'll take you to another form where you can put in what you bought for them and how much you spent.
Nice.
And then after you have put that in there, it tells you how much money you have left to spend on them.
On that person?
On that person.
Oh, that's cool.
So then you have this whole list of everybody you're going to buy for Christmas, and you have the amount you're going to spend, mm-hmm. and whatever you have now spent, you're going to know exactly what you have left to spend. So when you get down to that last gift, you're like, oh, let's get this for them. Then you can look, and you can have it right on your phone. You can look right on your phone and say, oh, we only have $6 left. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
So we'll give them
mychristmasbudget.com. I'll put that link in the description as well. A link to the article, a link to mychristmasbudget.com.
And speaking of the budgeting, like how much you're going to spend on them. So in this article, Dave Ramsey talks about when you're getting out of debt, he talks about being having gazelle intensity. Is that what we talked about? Yes.
Yes.
So when you're doing that, now's not the time to buy for Great Aunt Sue. It's like this is the time to focus on your own family. And don't go overboard on your own family. I'm talking about the people who live in your house. And then he says, maybe you save a nice, exchange like a nice date night instead of exchanging presents for your spouse. And we haven't, I think last year we did exchange some, but there's been so many years where we just didn't exchange anything because we didn't have any money. And what little money we did have, we obviously wanted it to go to the kids, so we just sacrificed. So we're comfortable with that. But I know it's going to be a big change for some of you out there that it's just a normal Christmas until you are trying to get out of debt, and now let's not fall off the wagon.
Yes.
And then he also mentions, for those of you who have kids, to sell a lot of their old toys on Craigslist, and you can get a lot of money that way because some parents don't care if it's in a new package or not. They just want to get the most for their money, so they're buying things on Craigslist, which I am perfectly fine with.
We actually had a viewer suggest, because it's really cool, they went to a Goodwill, and the thing that they were interested in, they picked up, and underneath of it was and I can't remember the name of this thing, but it was like a wooden block toy set that's really high quality, expensive. Yeah. She paid $3.99 for it, and she went home to look it up, and it retails for $79.99.
Whoa! That's awesome.
She picked it up at the Goodwill for $3.99.
That's so cool.
I was like, whoop, whoop.
I missed that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is really cool. So, yeah, kids really don't care if it's in a package or not. I think, well, as they get older, they may, but...
Depends on whose kids they are.
I guess. He's all about the packaging, and sometimes I want to, get it out of the package and put the batteries in it and just have it. He's like, no. It has to be perfect in its package.
Perfect.
Anyway, okay, and then lastly on that, he says, and as you talk, unleash your creativity, but rein in your spending. Mm-hmm. So... do get creative on where you buy them or making them maybe instead. Okay, then talk with your kids after you've budgeted together and you know what Christmas is going to look like. Sit your kids down and explain to them that it's going to look different this year. Don't scare them when they start to get all mopey. It's not going to be as big as it normally is, but we're still going to have fun. Don't let them get all sad and...
let me take a moment of tough love here.
Yes, go ahead.
Because there are some parents who, they struggle with this balance of discipline. They struggle with this balance of correcting and controlling and being a parent to the child. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult because of the culture we live in. It seems to be more difficult for some parents. They're afraid of damaging their child. Mm-hmm. And so they want to give to their child. And this is another reality. There's a lot of single parents out there, or parents that have that have had a broken relationship. And they're afraid that if they don't give to their child is going to not feel loved, mm-hmm. and they feel guilt that they haven't done what they should do for their child. And there's a lot of these issues that happen out there.
Right.
But don't let any of that create a unrealistic pressure on you,
right,
to give to your child just because you feel guilty, or give to your child just because you want to make sure that they know that you love them. Mm-hmm. Just get real with your kids. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. A lot of you guys love how real we are with what the things that we talk about, and we're just real. We talk about our ups, we talk about our downs, we talk about our struggles, we talk about our successes. Mm-hmm. And if you were just real with your kids and say, look, man, you know I love you. You know I love you, but this year we're not going to just blow out all these Christmas presents.
And make it a team thing. We're doing this as a family.
Yes.
And it's really cute because he says that your kids may surprise you. They may become extra generous. And, well, you want some of my money out of my piggy bank to help with Christmas? Mm-hmm. And so don't and then he says, reassure them that their contribution will just be being content with what they do get and helping around the house and enjoying the holidays. Like, that's what we need from them, to not be all mopey or sad or frustrated, and
it's
just
really
be
cool.
content. And it's actually, it's really good. It teaches your kids.
A side note, a side story and I won't tell the whole story, but my dad's a preacher, and I grew up in a preacher's house, but Dad didn't become a pastor, a full-time pastor, until I was like around 8 years old. Actually, 13 was when he went full-time, but he went into the ministry, and he sat all of us down in the living room, and he looked at the whole family, the kids, everybody. He goes, look, God has laid something on my heart to go into the ministry, and he said, I cannot do this without you. He said, I need your help. And when you have a dad that you adore and you love, look at you and say, I can't do this without you. I need your help.
You're going to do everything you can to help him.
It's amazing what he did to us as children. And I'll say this, we beat every statistic of preachers' kids.
Yeah.
I mean, not a one of us is an arson or an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And we all went into ministry ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was all how our Father dealt with that situation. So if you deal with Christmas that way, and you're like, look, we cannot do this without you. We need your help.
Yes.
Your kids will go to bat for you like you cannot believe.
They will. I bet they'll surprise you.
Yes, they will surprise you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so then it's talk with your family. And we kind of mentioned this in one of our videos about Thanksgiving, how our families did a gift exchange, and we decided to opt out of that. So just communicate with your families in a very loving way, and not, saying anything bad about how much money they spend or whatever, but just explain to them why you're not exchanging gifts, but don't not go. Like, don't feel so guilty that you're like, I just don't even want to go because it's going to be so awkward with everybody exchanging things. Or if somebody gives me something and I have nothing to give them. But don't do that. Just enjoy your family get together.
Say thank you.
And just make sure that they all understand. And my brother kind of went through that one year. We get together on Thanksgiving, but one year we talked about exchanging, and he's like, we're trying to get out of debt, because they did this. They did the debt snowball and everything, and they're out of debt now. Woo-hoo. Oh, except for their house.
But he's still a Scrooge.
Yes, well, he doesn't like Christmas music. So.
No, he doesn't like Christmas.
Anyway, so it's fine. Just explain to your family. Was there anything more about that?
Huh?
Not really.
No.
Oh, but sometimes family just doesn't understand, and they mean well, but they can make you feel guilty. So Dave Ramsey says this is where the talk with your spouse comes full circle. Mm-hmm. Like, you stand firm together.
Yes.
Be that person to lean on when you start feeling guilty that you didn't give anything. That spouse needs to then reassure you, we're doing this for a reason. They will get over it. It's okay. We are doing something for our family.
That's why it's important that you guys be in this together. Now look, if you're just, I look at the demographics of our videos, and the majority of you are females sitting there, you probably need to drag your husband in here at this moment and set him down here in front of this video and say, hey, listen to Chuck. You are in this together. You cannot do this alone. It has to be a together thing. You have to fight for each other. You have to fight for what you want in life, and it has to be a team effort.
Well said. I will say, though, he says it has to be. You can do this if you're doing it by yourself. It's just going to be hard.
Yes.
But don't lose heart, because it might surprise you that you can pull your spouse in finally, because
especially if your spouse is a free spirit, it's really hard to pull them in.
Yes. But he kept going, and I finally did. So don't lose heart. You can do this. Okay.
That's because she wanted to get her hair done.
I want to get my hair did.
I'll make a deal. All right, you come along with me, and I'll let you do your hair.
Anyway, the last one is talk to your friends. You guys might have some get-togethers that we always do gift exchanges with your close friends, or get together to like nice fancy dinners and things like that.
This reminds me of another video we did.
It does.
Yes.
Are we repeating ourselves?
No. I said the solution to this is just don't have friends.
Oh, yeah. He's the Scrooge, just not about Christmas.
If you have no friends, you have no friends. You have to worry about talking out of gift exchanges.
Anyway,
Makes it so much easier.
If they're good friends, they might give you a hard time, but they will understand.
Right.
Shut up.
Yes.
So, obviously if it's a tradition and it's not going to break your bank, if you're not in survival mode, then go ahead and go enjoy that time out. Just don't buy all the extra drinks or skip the appetizer, something like that. He mentions that. And then just kind of see if they wouldn't mind doing like a really cheap white elephant gift, or like bring something from home and wrap it. Those are hilarious.
Yes,
and sometimes the laughs are way more memorable than the gifts that you exchange that really nobody cares about.
Exactly.
So anyway,
I about came home with a Michael Jackson poster one year because of that.
Almost did.
And then somebody stole it from me.
Stole it.
And I got an egg.
Yeah, you did. World's largest robin egg. It was from a chicken that actually lays blue eggs. It was crazy. Okay, so
yes.
I'm sorry. I thought that was the last one. The last one actually is talk to yourself.
Yes.
He talks about giving yourself a pep talk, because it can get really hard when you're seeing, especially like on TV, all the commercials, and people are like have all these bags of stuff they bought, and they're all excited, and they're wrapping, and you see Christmas morning, and it can start getting, it actually did for me 2 years ago, because we had like nothing to give. It was a very skimpy Christmas, and I was a little sad, to be honest with you. Like, I was like, I wish we had more to give our kids.
But we had each other.
We did have each other. We had just moved here, and
yes,
it was tough.
We had just moved here like a month before
Oklahoma
Christmas
from Indiana.
Yeah.
And he had just started his job, and he didn't get his Christmas bonus, and anyway. So so it says talk to yourself. Remember that you're accomplishing something bigger for your family. Don't think about it as what a bummer this Christmas. Think about it as what a blessing it will be in a year, 2, 3 years, or however long it's going to take you to get out of debt. And we're definitely going to mention that to our kids.
Yes.
Be proud of yourself for taking this huge step in the right direction. Don't give up. Don't give up your debt journey just because it's the holidays.
Yes.
If you take a hiatus from being strict on your budget, it could be disastrous. It could, what am I trying to say? Spin you into that way of thinking and spending again. Or even if you try to get back in, if you're using credit cards, that's a big no. Don't use your credit cards, because then you've got that much more that you have to pay off in your debt snowball. And
it's called, in January, it's called buyer's remorse.
Yes, it really is.
As soon as you get that bill, you're like, what did we do?
And I don't care how big your kids' smiles are.
They ain't worth it.
If you are buying it on credit cards and you keep seeing that over and over again, just don't buy it for another 2 years until you're debt free. So anyway, that's all I have.
Absolutely, rock.
So definitely click on that link that he would put, and then there's a whole bunch of articles that are really, really helpful.
And you'll have the tool, the mychristmasbudget.com is right down here.
We are so going to be using that.
Click on that and use that. It's a really cool tool.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Good luck. Make smart choices.